Hello out there in YouTube land. So I started to do a reading for myself like always, and I decided to do this reading solely based on the images I see, or at least mostly based on the images I see, rather what the actual card represents as far as the meaning goes, which I usually use a combination of that and what the cards mean. I'm going to be using the Lightseers Tarot deck today, and this deck used to actually be my favorite deck, but I stopped using it because at the time when I was using it, it was really the first deck that I got that I really connected with. But at the time when I was using it, I was like going through things with a certain person, where I started to associate certain cards to certain individuals, and it became kind of a nuance when I would try to do a reading and these certain individuals kept popping up in my mind, and then that's where the reading would go. And so for that reason, I am going to take this off of the imagery for the most part, and I sat down with the intention of trying to like fish out love vibes, or I don't know what you want to call it. I guess a love reading, but not really, because me personally, I'm not feeling that whole situation. But yeah, and I've also been inspired by my haters to really just start recording every fucking reading, whether it makes sense or whether I feel like it's for the collective, and just start posting it left and right, because, you know, I got criticized for having only two videos up and having an opinion. So there's about to be a lot more videos. So yeah, I don't even know if this is gonna line up right, so I'm just gonna put it back to the cards here. And I already have some cards pulled, and let me just, I know, super unprofessional, but guess what? Don't care. I'm not here to be a fucking professional. I'm here to be me. And that's all I'll ever be. So no reason to fight it. All right, let me just make sure this is lined up where I want it. Okay, so we can see most of the cards here. So the two cards for the overall energy, we have the Tower card in reverse. Sorry, my hands are a little shaky. I had coffee and I didn't eat anything yet, so. And the Five of Swords. So, first off, when I look at these cards, especially this one, the first thing that popped out to me when I was looking at it upside down is the lightning, because in the upright it's lightning striking. But when I look at it like this, I see the letter A. And looking at these together, to me this is saying getting messages that are more easily understandable, like as simple as seeing letters. Like a lot of times when we get messages, it's like cryptic and it's like specific to you. It only makes sense to you. Like when I see, I don't know, I'm just gonna pick something random. a yellow flower. It's just a yellow flower to me, but to someone else, it might remind them of a daisy, and that daisy might remind them of a specific event or a person, depending on the way it looks, for example. But honestly, when I looked at that, and I was like, A, like literally, my first and last name start with an A. So to me, that represented saying, there are messages being revealed that they're gonna start to be very obvious and less cryptic. And again, it makes me think of dreams, because at least in my dreams, I can never get cell phones to work in my dreams. Okay, it'll be like I'll be in the dream and I'll be trying to call somebody that I damn well know I have their phone number, and then it's just like I can't find their phone number. Never mind, can I not find their phone number, but the numbers that I need, like all the numbers won't be there, and then all of a sudden the fucking phone turns into a cookie. It's just like bullshit, right? So I feel like this was saying to me, especially like here, it's like it looks like he's trying to remember something that happened in a dream, and he's trying to make sense of it. And again, the A and the light. There's light here, and then the A is from lightning. So their messages coming from a vibrational field that's faster, shall we say. I don't like using the word higher. It's faster. Lightning is fast as shit. Like literally, you blink and you could miss a lightning streak if you happen to be lucky enough to ever see that. You know, the speed of light. Scientists talk about, you know, that being a pretty fast thing. So, and light transcends all realities, all densities, including when you're dreaming. It's the same no matter what density you're in. So messages of light, that's what I just got in my head when I thought of that. And I feel like this is saying, like, they're going to be more. See how the squirrel, just like this, like the squirrel is looking up. It's going to start to, these messages are going to start to be easier to make sense of, because the 3D is going to 4D. So sorry, I'm just getting some info here. Yeah. And it's like this guy, he's sitting there trying to figure it out, and his other self, maybe his higher self, maybe one of his guides, is in the background screaming like, hey, dude, it's over here. This is what you're looking for. It's over here. And even in his, right on his shoulder, in his ear, I'm going to go ahead and say his totem, his animal totem, his animal guides, spirit guides are also there. Like, it looks like he's trying to push his head over in the direction of the light. Like, no, you're going the wrong way, guy. They're over here. And if he would just turn around and see, and it, even if all he sees is the birds are leading him to it also. So I think this is also talking about not thinking too hard about the messages. Definitely trusting your intuition when you get them. And you know, don't coincidence it away. Be like, oh, it's just a coincidence, which most people do. And then just thinking about the cards themselves, it's like the Tower in reverse is talking about avoiding a tower moment, which people are afraid of towers because it means great change. But honestly, tower moments are the moments we live for, because those great changes are the times when we see things that we didn't see before, and we get put back on the path that we were intended to be on. So overthinking and having literally a conflict with yourself and your guides is, I think this is saying you're going to get the messages whether you like it or not. And it's okay if you're overthinking now, because your higher self and your animal guides are relentless, and they're just gonna keep at you until you look up and see it, or look wherever and see it. And that very first thought that you have, that's like an instant thought, like lightning, it comes in like lightning. Those are the messages that you're intended to get. You're not supposed to keep thinking about it and like, what does that mean? What does that mean? It meant what it meant when you first heard it. So then we have the Knight of Cups here. It looks like it's not the first card to the screen, but I started laying the cards out here and went this way. So the next card that we have is the Knight of Cups. And to explain that is the Ten of Swords in reverse. In the last reading I did, the Ten of Swords in reverse came out as well. And that was part of the overall energy. So again, here we have our animal guides. Our animal guides trying to show us the way. There's his little horse pal in the back, like waiting for him to stop doing whatever the fuck he's doing. He's got his saddle on. He's ready to go. He's like, nope, this isn't where you need to be. I'm just waiting for you to figure that out, so let's go. Sorry, my hand's on this. And then we have the Ten of Swords in reverse. She's listening to her guides. But it's in the reverse. And a lot of times when I get dreams pop up a lot in my readings, probably because I absolutely am obsessed with sleeping. I love sleeping. I love dreaming. I have so much fun in dreams. If I put my effort into it before I go to sleep, I can lucid dream, and that's always a lot of fun. But honestly, my goal every time I want to do lucid dreaming is to talk to people, because when every person in your dream is you, it's just because the all are one and the one are all. So every single person in your dream is you, and you can literally request to speak to your higher self in your dream when you're lucid. But honestly, every time I go lucid in a dream, I just start to like have fun, because I'm just like, this is rad. I still haven't mastered flying in a dream, just because it's so easy to get distracted in a dream and get caught up in the dream again and lose that lucidity, I guess is the right word. So I feel like this might also be referencing dream state, because it's in the reverse. It's like, what is that movie or that show? Ugh, oh my gosh, why can't I remember it? Stranger Things. Yeah, that show. The Underworld. They don't call it the Underworld. They call it I forget what they call it. But yeah, it's like that. It's like a mirror. It's like our world's here. Like, this is how we see our world because this is what we say is base reality. And then the other reality is slightly askewed, but it's like a mirror. So let me just see here. And in this deck, the cups, all the cups look like the singing bowls. See the... This is also talking about flying. I mean, clearly the birds here. And I was just inadvertently talking about flying, not on purpose. But in this one, he's got little wings on his feet there. It's supposed to be indicative of Cupid, I believe. And it's hard to see it, but there's like these little tethers. Let me just point like right here. That connect him to the horse. So I just got another message of like saying that what if this is the horse's dream and that's the image that he's projecting himself to be in a dream. That's kind of crazy. And animals do dream. I've seen it. I've seen my cats sleep. My one cat talks in his sleep sometimes. It's the cutest thing ever. I had a dog, Apache, and you could tell that she was running in her dreams. Yeah, animals dream. I don't think I've ever dreamt of being an animal, but I don't know. It's hard to remember dreams. So the traditional meaning of the Knight of Cups is talking about like your typical wears their heart in the sleeve, in love with the idea of being in love, like here today, gone tomorrow. He thinks he's in love, and then he sees someone new, and then he's in love with that person. This is like a really flighty, well-intentioned person, but they need to grow the fuck up. And then the Ten of Swords in reverse is talking about, you know, having healing after traumatic events that are behind you, and that you're looking to something better. I'm gonna pull another card. Please tell me more about the Knight of Cups and the Ten of Swords in reverse, please. I think this is saying too, needing to be more confident in your abilities. You're feeling not so confident in your abilities because you just been through a lot of shit and you're in it by yourself. I mean, other than your guides and your animal guides and, you know, nature and everything, like, you're alone. And it's easy to be confident in your abilities when you have people all around you telling you what a great job you're doing. But that's what these birds are doing. These birds are like, yeah, it's this way. This is the way you want to go. Like, they're trying to guide her. Crows are also talked about like messengers as far as like messages from the dead. They're also fabled to, you know, be able to carry souls to and from the underworld. So I feel like this is also talking about being on the precipice of clearly something or somewhere that you've never been and experienced before. But then it's like, is she leaving this behind, or is this what she sees over the horizon? And maybe that's why she's just kind of looks like she's paused, like she doesn't want to go anywhere because she's just unsure what this guy's deal is. Knights talk about making an offer, and you know, cups is all about emotional love, intuition, water flowing, and things like that. Just give me another card, please. The Two of Pentacles, finding a balance. So let me think about this here. She's on a beach too. It looks like they're all on a beach. Let's see. She's on a beach and she's in deep thought. Just like you can't see her face. It looks like it could just be a snapshot of her walking. Maybe she's in deep thought. She's not waving, she's not doing anything. Maybe she's just walking. But she's in deep thought. She's stressed and worried about something. And she's out here taking a little stroll, trying to gather herself. Again, kind of what this card looks like. Except she's in a bathing suit and a wrap. Like she's on the beach. Whereas she's fully dressed wearing a sweater. She's not getting in the water. She's not there for sunbathing and enjoyment. She's there for clarity. Finding a balance. I flipped it. I want this supposed to go like this. You know what? I'm just gonna maybe finding a balance between 3D and dreamland. Because yeah, look, like that thing up there at the top looks see-through and etheric, where this looks solid. So I think this is talking about finding a balance between reality and unreality. Let's say that. I think that's going to be key in understanding the messages that are being delivered. Yeah, and this person is like, there's a lot of orange and red and yellow. So this person is really rooted deeply in like the baser functions of the capacities of a human being. So survival, you know, nourishment, what feels good, what feels bad, like the basics. It's starting to fade into the orange, where you get into the sacral energy, which is pretty evident here in the Ten of Swords. that yellow color. And the thing about sacral, that's your gut, but there's a thing, your gut is, scientists affectionately call it your second brain, but in our evolution, I would say it was our first brain, because you know, when we were maybe a little less sophisticated, we didn't really focus too much on, you know, spirituality and emotions and feelings. It was literally like survival. And your stomach told you things. Like when you got a bad feeling, I don't know about anyone else, but when I get a bad feeling, it hits me in my stomach first. When I get upset, it hits me in my stomach first. Sometimes when I get excited, it hits me in my stomach first. When you go down that hill in the roller coaster, it hits me in my stomach. Like, it ain't nobody's business. I don't like roller coasters, by the way. So a lot of people ignore those sensations because they look at it as a lesser thing, but it really isn't. It's a primal thing. And I don't know why I turned that upside down. It should be integrated into using your noggin, because when all you use is your head and not your other energy centers in combination, you're out of balance. Energy centers being energy points in your body as well as your chakras. So the next card we have is the Hierophant and the Eight of Cups. So in the reverse, and it's funny because in the upright, Hierophant could be representative of like commitment and husband material, but right beside this flighty guy, this Knight of Cups, is the Hierophant in reverse. This is not husband material. He is flighty. You can depend to not depend on him, and he's there to have fun and enjoy himself. And there's a lot of red here too. Again, he's really centered on the baser instincts. This is also talking about rebelling against establishment and religion. And the card that further explains that is the Eight of Cups, which is the card of walking away, cutting your losses and walking away. And again, she's on a beach and she's headed towards the light. This is talking about walking away from things like, from things that people tell you, oh, you should believe this, you should want this. This is striking out on your own and trying to figure out what it is that you want, what it is that is going to fill your cups. And that cup there is filled with fire. And there's little indications that there was 8 other cups that are no longer afloat and sank. And whatever was in that cup, she's burning it and walking away. She's saying good riddance and goodbye. Saying good riddance and goodbye to this Knight of Cups character. I'm starting to get really hungry. Okay, can you tell me more about the Hierophant and the Eight of Cups, please? The Devil. So, yeah, anything can be an addiction. The Devil. Anything can be an addiction. including religion, including romantic partners, including like refusing, like putting walls around yourself and not letting people in, like walking away, saying fuck you. So this is somebody walking away from this devil energy. And it's funny that the devil comes out with the Hierophant in reverse, because they're saying, I don't believe your ideas about what you say religion is. I don't believe your ideas of what you say love is supposed to look like. Yeah, this guy looks pretty good, right? He's an attractive looking guy. He's walking around with his shirt off, strutting his stuff. Does that mean he's a good guy? I mean, he is the devil. So this is talking about walking away from all the things that you've been spoon-fed your entire life about how you're expected to think, how you're expected to act, and what you're expected to expect out of life. She's saying, goodbye, goodbye, devil. Have fun looking at my backside. There's a lot of cups here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 cup cards here. So next we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. Ace of Cups in the reverse is talking about needing to have more self-love. For me personally, when I look at this and what she's doing in her hands, like looks like she's gathering energy and holding it at the center of her body. I do that sometimes. And I also do it just about every single time before I start a reading. I hold the cards in my hands. Sometimes I have rocks in my hands, sometimes I don't. And I just focus on the vibrations that I feel, and the cards start to pulsate. And the same thing happens when I do what she's doing. And the closer I bring my hands together, the stronger the pulsating feels, like I'm doing exactly what she's doing, gathering the energy. And then I visualize it in my head. Again, that it's in reverse, I feel like it might be talking about dreams fueling that energy. And then underneath that, to further explain that, is the Eight of Wands, which is talking about very quick movement, possibly passionate messages coming very quickly. To me, though, when I look at this card, it reminds me of some type of celebration, a ritual. Like the only way to see that view, like it looks like they're bringing their wands together to light them. Like there was one wand that was lit, and then they brought all their wands together to light them. And the only way to see that is if you were laying directly under that, like it was being done over your head. And why would anybody want to do that? That the fire could, burnt embers could fall on you, and that would probably hurt. So I feel like this is some kind of a ritual. And it also looks like a burst of energy. A burst of energy in the middle. It looks like an explosion. It's like this is like gathering the energy to a point, And here it exploded. So, Mother, tell me more about the Ace of Cups in reverse and the Eight of Wands, please. The King of Wands in reverse. And look, he's got a lit, it looks like it's a fire crown, a little fire crown on there, and his wand is lit on the end, right? So this ritual might be happening in this King of Wands vibration. King of Wands. So this is somebody that has lost their passion, lost their allure, lost their following. What is that? He is on a beach also. So this might be talking about coming together. Okay, I just got a message. Combining all of the pieces of yourself and bringing them together. All the fractured pieces. So we're fractals, okay? We're fractals of our higher self. There are millions and millions of me existing on other timelines. So how that works is, okay, so you have a choice. Now, normally the choice is the Two of Swords, but we'll just use this for visual purposes. So you have a choice, okay? And you make the choice for this to be real and this to not be real, okay? There's another version of me that decided this is real and this isn't real, and so on and so forth. So there's infinite fractals of me and every freaking person out there, that for every choice that you make, another part of you makes the other choice. And sometimes you have more than one choice that you can make. So, and then that fractal that made that choice fractals off even further from their choices, and so on and so forth. So this is talking about the messages that you're receiving is gathering yourselves back together, and it's like a culmination. What the hell? It's my son. This is why I don't like to use this deck, because I don't like this card. I don't like this cord. I also feel like this is saying that the things that have happened in your life that you didn't like, that they served a purpose. Clearly. I'm going to pull another card. Yeah, just like in here, this is exploding and this is like gathering. It's just kind of like seeing the roles that you play in the fractal lives that you live, and they're coming all together. I think that's part of the dreams that you're having, and the messages in your dreams, or the messages you're getting in your waking life. Keep going here. Please tell me more about the King of Wands with the Ace of Cups in reverse and the Eight of Wands, please, Spirit. Six of Cups in reverse is... So this is talking about something that you've never experienced before, that none of your fractal cells have ever experienced before. This is talking about, I heard time traveling, realizing that when you remember something, your brain makes your body react like you're actually there. But this is talking about more than just your brain. This is talking about time travel. I don't even want to do this reading anymore because I'm freaking hungry. Ugh, I should have ate. I'm just gonna move on from that because I have to put these cards aside for a second to say this. This is talking about using your heart energy, your heart chakra, to create portals to time travel. And you can time travel per se because you can pop into the existence of any one of your fractals at any time, at any now. The thing is, though, most of the time when you're there, you don't remember the other fractals. That's why it's the Six of Cups in reverse, because it's like you're saying, oh, it's something you never experienced before, but it's just because you just don't remember because your point of attention is there, not where you were. I don't know, it's getting confusing right now. Okay, so I'm already trying to pull cards for this. The next one, we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Five of Wands in reverse. So the Queen of Pentacles is very much at home in nature. She is a nurturer, she's a mother, she's abundant beyond money because she is in touch with nature. Like, she can hear her spirit animals and guides. She's listening to them now. And she will speak her mind. Anki, what are you doing? What's he doing, baby girl? You could see my cat. She's so freaking adorable, but she doesn't like to be picked up, so. Alright, so the Queen of Pentacles is here. The Five of Wands in reverse. So Five of Wands in reverse is talking about, you know, you don't feel like you need to compete with anyone or anything. That's not your passion. That's not your joy. The best way to hear the messages that are being conveyed to you is to let go of all the noise and hustle and bustle of the outside world and other people. And these things like competition, competition can be good for a lot of things, but in order to hear messages that are resonating from another frequency, you have to remove yourself from the frequency that you reside in and go to the frequency where the messages are. And that happens with meditation. And meditation, a lot of people are just like, oh, it's boring, da da da, it's hard. people put too much into it. You can meditate by just going outside and sitting under a nice shady tree, closing your eyes, and just listening. Just listen to the sounds around you, listen to your breathing, just focus on the way the wind feels on your face, like tuning out certain things and focusing down to the core on other things. And people make meditation too hard because they're too much in their head about it. Let me just pull. I thought that was like 4 cards there, so we won't do that. What's this mystery card? Oh, 10 of Cups. Interesting. I mean, I guess it's appropriate that I was trying to focus on love, that not only the Knight of Cups came out in this reading, but so is now the 10 of Cups. And maybe that's what this Queen of Pentacles is thinking about. Maybe she's thinking about imagining something, or remembering something. Maybe she's like, oh, it's so nice, and that, ooh, maybe she smells something and she's like, oh, that reminds me of the time when I was here. That's meditating, by the way. It's okay if you start with your mind wanders and you're thinking about something, because if you start to think about something so hard, you literally are there and like re-experiencing it, aka time traveling. Again, people are too much in their heads thinking like time traveling is this like impossible thing, and like it has to be physical or something like that. It doesn't. It really doesn't. And it's not for your physical body, because if your mind tells your body that it's real, it's real. This could be her remembering a dream. This could be her imagining something, just making something up completely. But to me, I feel like this might be a fond memory, or something that they experience that they're remembering. And maybe, okay, so I just got the message, it's something that you know you've experienced, but you also can't remember a time in your life that you've ever experienced it. But when you think about it, and you feel it, you're like, this feels like home. This feels like something so familiar. I remember this, but you can't remember when it's ever happened to you in your life. This is, I feel like, talking about the connections that we have with our fractal selves, because maybe one of our fractals experienced it, and if they experienced it, we experienced it. And we can tap into that. And the only way you're going to tap into that kind of energy is if you, honestly, look, 2 5s. These are probably like my least favorite cards in the deck. Well, no. Anyway. Too much in your head, and then competing with other people. This is too much in your head. This is too much out of your head. And 5s talk about change. And 10s are cycles completing. Being too much in your head and avoiding a tower moment. I mean, a tower moment could bring great clarity, but honestly, when the universe steps in, you're gonna get the message one way or the other. So it might take you a little longer to go this way. This way it's immediate. But sometimes you need to do it a little bit longer of a way to see what you're supposed to see. Sometimes it's just the way it be. Sometimes you gotta work through some shit. And you gotta let go. Gotta let go of some shit. Walk away from some shit. What are you doing?
Am I interrupting something?
Well, I'm almost done with the reading. And lastly, we have 5 of Cups. Another 5. Do we have 4 5s here? So there is like major change and transformation. That's what this reading is talking about. And that's the only way you're going to hear the messages that you need to hear. And you need to think about the bad things just like you think about the good things as worthwhile experiences to have, because after you're done feeling the pain and feeling left out in the cold and being alone, and you know, go through your grief and your feelings, once you're done with that and then you remember it and you look back, you see things that you didn't see before. Look, there's a key. It's right there. All she had to do was get up and put that key in the door and go in there. But no, she's just so upset and so in her feelings. So this one is like super duper in their feelings and distracted. This one is super duper in their head and distracted. While this one is super duper worried about everything outside of them and distracted. Those kind of things afford you perspective if you're able to look back and learn from it. And to further explain the 5 of Pentacles is the Page of Cups. And Page of Cups is all about believing in magic, serendipity, things happening, signs, messages, you know, being whimsical and really, yeah, you're in your head, but it's like a magical place to be. This card definitely reminds me of dreams. And I mean, could she have just cried herself to sleep? Maybe that's why I prefer the dreamland to reality, because it's so much more fun and bright and vibrant and flowy and magical. But you know what? Our reality can be that way too, if we choose to see it that way. And a lot of times what happens is, after you go through some shit and you allow yourself to heal, you see the magic. You know, pages talk about young people that are maybe immature. But this page sees things like no other page. This page sees things like no other character in this tarot deck. His life is a waking dream. And how fantastic would that be? I think it'd be pretty fantastic. He's surrounded by blue, but he, you know, blue is the throat chakra, speaking your truth. He's being his truth. And he doesn't care how extreme it is. That's what young people can do. Young people have that ability that old people tend to forget, which is, again, from my last reading that I stressed about the brilliance and imagination and wildness of a young person that could be so grateful and beneficial to see, for them to show you something that there's no way you could have ever seen, because you could be old and bitter and stuck in your ways, as a lot of old people tend to do, because they become jaded and they made decisions in their life and they decided that it's their truth and therefore it can be no other way. But this person, there's nothing but other ways. And it's wonderful, to be honest. What is the last? You can just give me another card about the Five of Pentacles here and the Page of Cups, please. Not the last five just popped out. The last five just popped out. And it's in the reverse. So this Five of Cups in the reverse is talking about self-love, healing, letting go of, well, not self-love, but letting go of things in the past that have hurt you and jaded you. And you work through it. You work through it, and you start to see things once you let go of that dark down energy. Like here, they feel left out in the cold and abandoned and alone. And here, they're just going through the motions and trying to do the best they can, but they're really feeling their emotions like hardcore. So they're deep in their emotions and they're having a hard time letting go of it. And that's the thing that can make you jaded. When you have things that hurt you really bad, when you felt like you were left out in the cold, not letting go of those things will make you bitter, will make you feel like you're not capable of doing these magical things that we're all capable of doing. We're all capable of hearing messages from the grave and beyond. We're all capable of time travel. We're all capable of wondrous things. Things I couldn't even sit here and begin to tell you because I don't know. You don't know until you know. And gotta allow change to happen. Well, you can't stop change. All fives are out here. So this change, change is the only constant, is one of the laws of reality. Nothing ever stays the same, ever, 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 ever. And this Page of Cups understands that, and he revels in it. And he loves it. He's in love with himself. See the little imaginary heart thing there? He's like, I don't need another person to feel this love. I'll make a person in my head. It's like having a trip, like, acid or something, but without being on any kind of drugs. And by the way, your body, speaking of that, your body and your brain and all of your organs and your glands that secrete hormones and different things like that, your body is literally capable of making every single drug that's out there on the planet. And I'm not just talking about illegal drugs. Every single drug. That is a scientific fact. It's not me being like, oh, this is what I feel and da da da. That's true. And there's a gland in your head, the pineal gland, which if you're here watching tarot, you're probably aware of it. It can create a chemical called DMT, which will make you trip balls. Now, when it's created naturally, it doesn't last very long, like merely seconds. And a part of me wonders if that's what's happening when we're dreaming. That pineal gland activation. Also, I feel like saying that fluoride actually, okay, so in the pineal gland, there's crystals that float around in a type of water substance. And fluoride, the shit they put in the water, you know, the shit when you go to the dentist and they give you a fluoride treatment and they're like, don't swallow it. Yeah, they dump that shit in our water. Fluoride is known to calcify the pineal gland, which cuts you off from your ability to do this shit. And I guarantee you everyone can do this. I have done it without even trying. Well, there was some effort. I was trying to connect vibrationally with my higher self to communicate. And what I ended up doing, I was doing a free association writing. And I did connect with something. And I could tell that I connected with something because what I wrote out, it was talking in ways that I don't talk. It actually used a word in a way that I knew what the word meant, but I had to look it up in order to understand the way it was used in the sentence, which is a clear example of, I know for a fact that shit did not come out of my physical brain. But during that session, or I tried to do it again, and it wasn't really working. Like, I don't know, weeks later or something. And I found myself in a cave talking to this thing that looked like a pile of rocks, but it wasn't. And I wasn't using my mouth. I was just talking to it, and I saw what looked like a tall Nordic guy moving cases. And it was like I was looking through a foggy window, and as I focused on it more and more, it got clearer. And then I got distracted looking at this guy, this Nordic guy. He was like moving cases of, like, not cardboard boxes, but like cases, like big, huge type briefcases, moving them from like into something. I wasn't able to get a whole clear picture because this rock thing distracted me. And it said to me, "What are you doing? Why are you here?" And my response was, "Why not?" And then next thing I know, it was like I got shoved out of there, and all I could see around me was like bubbles in space and stuff. And I may have talked about this on another reading, but that's okay, because those things happened to me, and these are the things that I absolutely love, and it brings me wonderment. It makes me feel like this Page of Cups. It doesn't make me feel like this, which a lot of times I feel like this because I'm thinking too hard. And it's quite wonderful to know that there's so much more to life than falling in love with some bullshit partner who is just gonna use you up until they're satisfied and leave you in the dust to deal with the mess that they left of your life and that you allowed them to make of your life, all for the sake of this thing called romantic love. And then you find yourself with addictions, whether it's to the idea of being in love, or to alcohol, drugs, people, places, or things, whether it's to religion. Like when you find out that you can time travel, when you find out that you can literally gather energy in the air, like, this world is a playground, and the lies that we're being told on a daily basis about what reality is and how it actually works is starting to fade away, and it's becoming more and more evident to everything, including nature and animals. And people are trying to figure out how to stop it. They can't stop it. You can't stop change. It is inevitable. And then I'm just gonna pull one more card. The Four of Cups in reverse. I mean, I don't know why I said Four of Cups. It's Four of Pentacles. So this is saying to not stop worrying so much about material wealth and money, because that is a distraction from your true self, your true abilities. Let go. Let go of whatever ideas you had about reality and embrace whatever comes your way. Don't put up with bullshit that you don't want to put up with, but don't worry about the 3D, because it'll be just fine. I don't know why I said that, but okay. I'm hungry, I'm distracted, I'm gonna go. I don't even know if I'm gonna post this because, ooh, okay, that card just popped out. So we'll look at that too. Oh, Nine of Pentacles. Oh. So it's saying the more you worry about money, material wealth, and things like that, the less you're going to have. You stop worrying about it, and you realize it's around you all the time. Let me just... Nine of Pentacles. That she is incredibly successful. She's pure. She's truthful. She's in oh my God, I was gonna say in touch, and I was gonna say in balance, but she is connected with her spirit animals, her spirit guides. They work together to create her fortune and her wealth, and she's doing something she loves. She's got all these herbs and flowers hanging. She's a natural witch. And it is her joy to do so. And because it's her joy to do so, she's incredibly abundant and successful. Now this one, she's just clinging to what she has. So afraid somebody's gonna take it. Just gonna look at these cards for a second. And she's like in a desert, arid place where nothing grows, where she's got, well, it's not growing, it already grew and she harvested it. Yeah. She's like placing so much importance on money that she's not even like, look at the like the house, like the situation behind her. Like they look poor. Looks like third world. It looks like trash town. It doesn't look like anything, nowhere I'd want to be. And she doesn't even care that that's what's around her and surrounding her. All she's worried about is hoarding her money, like worrying that, holding it so tight to her, that's all she cares about. You gotta release it into the world. No, I don't want that one. I want this one. Release your energy into the world and embrace and let go of fear, and you'll be abundant. You won't have to try, because this person doesn't live in lack. This person lives in lack, and look at it. She's barely, all she's got is what's in her purse, and that's it. Look at what she's got. You can't even see everything. It just shows you one little part of it. And you know she got some good green. So let go of your worries and stress. Embrace change. And the magic will unfold. And with that, I'm going to end this because, like I said, I'm hungry and apparently my son wants something. So, bye.